We're going to go live. We are live. That was quick. Facebook and Zoom, where you're getting quicker and quicker with all your updates. I love it. What up, Wade, Bernie, Andrew? Thank you guys for jumping in. It's Thursday. It's Q&A call. This is your call, and this is where I open up the book. So what up, Larry Lee? I see you, bro. How's everybody's day going? Don't all speak at once.
Good.
Good. Good.
Good.
Wade?
Love
what?
only took me 6 layers to find the owner of this house, or find someone who can deal with a house that the owner's been passed for 10 years now. Her 79-year-old sister. So it's all good, man. Found it.
Hey, that's a great win. When you get an 80-year-old owner and you can track down, and they're deceased, and you can track their family, that's definitely a win.
Skip Jeannie for the win, man.
Nice. Give me just
You know they're
a second.
unlimited now, right?
Skip Jeannie?
Yeah, Skip Jeannie's platform is they're $97 a month. Your one-off skips are completely covered. Doesn't matter how many you do.
Nice.
So if you're calling and you have to like go down 4 levels of relatives, it doesn't cost you every time you do that.
That's good to know. I'm
Kind of
working
a
on
bonus.
something massive, and we'll have to look at talking to them about being an affiliate. So I'm making a list.
Yeah. Plus he's an Aggie, Just saying.
That's true.
Well, if he's an Aggie, then he's got to be a jerk.
No. Don't go there, Bernie. The hell are you, a
Bernie, tell
longhorn?
us how you really feel. G'day, welcome to the call, lady. How are you?
Good. How about you guys?
Fantastic, lady. You're always in here, and every chance you get, you're a sponge. What's been your greatest win this week?
My greatest win, I've gotten a lot done for Caleb and all of them, and got a lot done for that. And then also I started to kind of figure out, even just hone down on my purpose and what I'm going to do. It's been really exciting this week. So, yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, welcome to the call. This is Thursday Q&A call, and I went once a month. I go into the free group and open it up to everybody. And so if you guys are watching this on the live in the group, you can jump in live with us. I'm going to put a link in the comment section. Please jump in here with us, and feel free to bring leads in, bring your questions in, and we'll do our best to get those answered. So with that said, I want to also welcome Vic and McLean. Thank you guys for jumping on. How's y'all's week wrapping up? Vic?
It's been good. It's been good so far. Can't complain.
Good. I love hearing that, brother. I love hearing that. Can you guys hear and see me okay? Because it seems like you all are cutting out, and maybe it's my connection.
It looks like they're cutting out.
Yeah, I think you're cutting out.
Let me see if I can help eliminate that problem, because I can hear you guys fine.
We can hear you fine. Your picture just keeps freezing up.
Yeah, you're back in
Is that better?
Nintendo days, man. No, you're still Nintendo.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Minecraft,
Somebody-
is that better reference for you? Yeah, you look
What's
like you're in
that?
Minecraft right now.
Oh.
It's all good, man.
Let's dive in here. It's like, what are you guys working on? What do you guys need help with? Okay.
The
Nobody needs
senior list.
Go ahead, Wade.
The seniors. Do you have you had VAs work a senior list?
When you say senior list, what specifically are you referring to? Because I don't typically market to anybody under the age of 55.
Okay. Well, that'd be seniors. I mean, seniors are like 65 up, 64 up, because they're retiring, they're ready to move, sell their house, buy that big damn RV. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not there yet, but yeah. I mean, that's actually all that I work is 55 plus. Outside of, our radio ads, we even doing our radio, we target, those stations with that older demographic, AM talk radio, classic rock, things like that. So it's hitting that, 50, 55 plus markets anyways. So I would say absolutely yes. That's all we work. Those are your retired landlords. Those are, retirees, things like that, deceased spouse, and they're left, with the one-legger and trying to manage everything. That's where the vast majority of those leads are coming from. So.
Have you tried getting in on some of the radio ad stuff through some of the apps like Pandora and stuff like that? Have you done anything that or have any experience?
I haven't, no, just because it's a lot harder. We looked at it when I was in my previous partnership. So that would have been, probably 3.5 to 4 years ago. We looked at some like the Sirius Radio, Pandora was one of them. And it's just so broad that it wasn't cost effective. And it's a little bit more expensive, channel specific. And so, I mean, if I'm on, let's say I'm just using, Howard Stern, for example. If I'm on the Howard Stern channel, well, that's a national broadcast. Or if I'm on, like classic rock, Sirius classic rock, whatever that is, I think that's like 113, right? If I'm on that channel, it's not like a local market. And so it's really broad and you're going to get calls from everywhere and it's just not worth it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's been the experience looking at that. From everywhere. It's just great question. Great question. If you guys are watching live, I just pinned the link. You guys can jump in here and ask your questions. Andrew and I spoke earlier. We have a mutual friend. Andrew, I'm curious, did you have a chance to kind of mull over? I gave you a lot of information in like 10 minutes. I'm curious, like just some basic questions, never having looked at this industry. I'm curious what type of questions that you might have that maybe some of our Academy members like Vic, McLean, Lee. What up, Lee? I see you, man. Larry, Wade, Bernie, some of us can help you with.
Yeah. So like lead procurement, like what's my, and I'm a door knocking background, so I don't really care what I have to do to like get leads or whatnot. But like, what's the number one way that you guys find leads and get business to close? I heard you talk about radio ads. I mean, I just heard that. So.
Yeah, so there's several different. I'll let if you guys want to chime in. We've got 3/4 of the room here is part of this academy that I teach in. I have 3 specifics that I go in deep on and recommend with the greatest return. But there's other things that these guys are doing. McLean, I seen you raise your hand. You want to tell Andrew, being a brand new guy, kind of what your opinion would be? I seen you raise your hand. Go ahead.
Yeah, Andrew, I mean, the first question I've got to ask you is, what's your budget look like? Is it like $500 a month? Is it bootstrapping, maybe $200 a month?
Bro, I love you.
You mean like what I'm able? You mean like what I'm able to spend, or what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Correct.
like what do you have
What do you mean?
dedicated for your budget? Because you don't want to go and replicate what Bryce does if he's spending $10,000 a month and you're starting out. You need to be able to have a dedicated amount of budget that you can use for 30, 60, 90 days to get ramped up. Do you have an idea how much your budget is?
I haven't even thought about that. I mean, I have some money saved. Like, I don't, but as far as I literally like a week ago accepted a severance package I've been doing door to door for Comcast for a couple years, and just decided I wanted to get into real estate. And I just became aware of this unique avenue that's not retail. So like, I'm just like right now sort of getting a grasp on this. I mean, I have a lot of months worth of bills saved up, but I don't know as far as a definite amount per month. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at that and figure it out.
Let me jump in here real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bryce.
McLean, I appreciate you asking that question, because that shows, Andrew, that shows me like the caliber of the students that I work with. I told you on the phone, I can only work with people that are serious about working with me. And that's the first thing that I would have asked. And so I love hearing that from somebody that I've worked with and been able to coach. And I would ask the same thing. To take that to the next level, even if it's only $100, I would even look at 6 to 12 months consistency. Like he said, 30, 60, 90, like even go out further. Like what can you efficiently and economically afford to spread out consistently over 6, 9, and 12 months? And then reverse engineer that. So for example, McLean, let's just say he had $150 over the next year that he could spend. What would you say?
I would get a dialer, and I would go pull free records from the county for either pre-foreclosure, tax liens, code violations. All that's free. Your dollar is going to run you the most, but you can find a dialer for like 10, 15 bucks. And it's like a low-end dialer, or you can use your phone. Skip tracing is like 15 cents.
Okay.
Like I bootstrapped it. Oh, give me a second. So like,
go ahead.
Okay, you're good. I'm on the soapbox right now, but like for the first 3-4 months out of the academy, I was bootstrapping it, Andrew. And I mean, I had Google Voice, Excel sheets, skip tracing, like finding numbers. I think my budget was like $100 a month. Like I had no money to spare. I was Ubering to go get some extra money to market.
Okay. So if somebody had more money, like 500 or 1,000 a month or whatnot, what more advanced than just like what a dialer like you were describing? Is there like what other avenues?
Can I chime in, McLean?
Please go ahead, Wade.
Yeah, go ahead. Good, Wade.
I think one of the biggest misconceptions on this, Andrew, especially if you're going to be a one-man band for right now, spending more money doesn't necessarily mean it's better. All the things that he just told you, the courthouse is key. I mean, if you pull code violations, water shut-off lists, all that stuff that's free at the courthouse, okay, and then you take that and you stack that against the tax delinquent list. Tax delinquent lists are typically free or maybe 40, 50 bucks I've seen at the max.
Yeah.
And when you get that tax delinquent list, if they don't, make sure that you ask them, that you tell them you want it in an Excel format. Like one county that I have, the free one is in a text file, and damned if I know how to convert a text file to Excel efficiently. So I pay them $40 and they give me an Excel list, and then I can scrub it. I can work through that list on what's feasible, what's not, and different things like that. But get your tax delinquent list. It only costs, 40, 50 bucks max. Get the water shutoffs. Those are free because you just put in a public information request. Get the code violations. Again, put the request in. It's free. Just put all that stuff together and then get in your car and go around the neighborhoods and get some driving for dollar stuff, and you'll start getting some leads that'll start closing.
It's like you get the code violation list and you've got 600, 700 people right there.
Let me
Minimum.
jump in here. Thank you guys for that. I appreciate that. I agree with both of them, Andrew. And these are things that over the last year and a half, 2 years with Wade, like we've been able to collaborate and kind of really nail down. And this is one of the things that these guys love about what we do, because these guys are all right there in the trenches with each other, lifting each other up every Tuesday morning and every Thursday. And so I appreciate both of you guys. But Wade is right. How much you can spend, same thing with McLean. It's not about how much you can spend, it's how long you can spend what you can afford, and then maximizing those dollars. You know, when I started out, I was sleeping in my car. I had $32 to my name, and I was calling for sale by owners because I didn't know that they had these lists like these guys are talking about. I didn't even know those were a thing. I was calling for sale by owner. Now, granted, you know, guys like you and I, Andrew, that are door-to-door sales guys, old car guys, like we can have a different level of conversation than most. And so that's free leads right there, because those are people that actually want to sell their house. Now, on the other hand, you've got 10,000 realtors calling and another 1,000 investors calling the same leads. But if you get one that's serious and you know how to have that conversation, there's free leads for days. It just takes a little longer for you to get to that needle in the haystack. And so when looking at leads, the reason why, I want to break that down, the reason why these guys mention those specific lists is because think about this. You have somebody that's living in a home that can't afford their water bill and their water got shut off, or maybe they're not in that home, but their water was shut off. Well, if that's the case, that probably means that property is slowly but surely declining and deteriorating. And if they're not already ready, they're eventually going to be ready to sell and just be done with it, because they've already checked out emotionally, physically, financially, all of those things. And so there's several different ways that you can find these leads. It's just a matter of how you convert them. Leads are easy to find in this business. The leads are not the problem. It's converting the leads and having the most intelligent to beat, you know, you're up in Washington, to beat the other 300-400 wholesalers in your market.
You also want some more free leads, Andrew. Go introduce yourself to funeral directors. Go introduce yourself to probate attorneys. Go introduce yourself to any nurse that might work a senior care living facility, assisted living facility, and see if they can get you a meeting with the individual who works with families. They have different names for them, but the individual that works with the families, as far as getting someone situated in there, you don't want to approach them directly. See if you can meet one of the nurses there, then they can put in a good word for you to actually get you in, meet them first. That's a little different approach you got to take. But anybody and everything, if you think of every single reason that a person is getting rid of a house for, go talk to those other professionals. That's probate attorneys, that's senior living facilities, that's social workers, that's elder care, that's mailmen. Last lead I got, mailman. Mailman's driving down the street.
Okay.
Just pull your damn car over, introduce yourself, give him your number, tell him you pay him $500 if he sends you a house. Someone who's getting divorced, someone who's getting IRS letters, someone who, you know, the house is vacant. I love mailmen. Mailmen are awesome. So are UPS drivers.
Yeah.
And those don't cost you anything.
Great stuff, you guys. I'm going to get out of here and see if I can't go get in a better signal area. I need to reset my router, apparently. We're going to work it with this for now. What up, Lee Jones?
Man, chilling. Man, I want to piggyback off what them guys said, man, because I done been here before. Like, I tell people, like, you in real estate, man, you can make money You can make money without having money, but it's gonna cost you your time. So if your funds is low, you got to put the time in. But it's a lot of different ways to do it. So when these guys saying go to the county and pull those lists, it's a lot of people don't want to do that. So you can go to the county, pull those lists, and you can sell those lists to other investors to make money to get some, to buy you a list, So
We're
it's
on a
great.
whole nother level over here.
Stay creative.
He's just getting started, Lee.
Hey, I done been
Don't
down.
do what most do and just make your money selling leads. I love that, though. I love that. You guys, I just found out yesterday, part of this new platform that I've been working on for like 6 months with you guys, we're going to be able to skip trace for like pennies on the dollar. You guys said something like 13 to 15 cents. Cut that in about half and cut that in half again. So yeah, it was pretty enlightening, the program that Brandon wrote, and we tested it. Yeah, it was the day before yesterday, and it's like 90% of the way done and ready. It's pretty exciting. So it's taken a little longer than I expected, but laws and rules have changed in the last like 30 to 60 days on leads. What up, Tiffany? If you're just jumping in, you guys are watching us, you guys can click the link and join us. This is a live Q&A just for you guys. If you guys are here in the Dallas market, by the way, right now, McLean has, if you guys missed the call the other day, McLean, we're going to go celebrate McLean's big win. Larry and I and Lee Jones are going to be at, we're going to have to pick it up and find a place because they're not doing dine-in yet. But McLean is celebrating his 9-month leave, his 12-month goal of leaving his 9 to 5 in 9 months. So we're going to go celebrate that tomorrow. So if you guys want to join us, we're going to be getting Hutchins Barbecue if you are in Dallas. Vic or Wade, if you want to drive up from Houston, brother, or anybody else in the group, just myself or McLean or Larry a message. We're going to go celebrate with him. So
Tailgate.
little tailgating action. Yeah, exactly. Lee, did you find out if they got all you can eat from the parking lot, bro?
I wish. I'm going to ask him tomorrow, though.
I'll give you a 5-gallon bucket. Fill this up.
Might wear my Hutchins
Tiffany
t-shirt.
said she loves Hutchins. Come on, lady. Guys, this is your call. Who's got questions? Who's got leads they want to call? Like, let's do something.
Larry, what you got? You're unmuted. We can't
There's
hear him.
tag team in this call with 2 different lines of.
He's over here trying to close deals.
I know, right? I'm going to jump in on my phone, see if that's any better. This is kind of driving me nuts.
Hey, Andrew, do you have any other questions? I mean, I know that probably got your brain spinning. You got half the group on here that does quite a few deals a month.
Yeah. What would be a couple of the most important things for a brand new person that was looking to get into this? What would be a couple things that you'd say, major things that would help them get off to a good start and be successful?
For me, I would say structure, game like your personal day. I don't know if you're still working like a full-time job or anything like that, but definitely set up a structure that matches your personality and your time frame for your day. Because if you just go, hey, I'm going to call this list and you don't have any game plan, you'll make 5-6 calls and then you get bored or you get deviated from the task. But definitely get that organization in mind, even if it's Excel sheets and a notepad to say, hey, at 10 o'clock, I'm making 50 calls.
I'll add something else to that is have consistency. Decide how you're gonna break out your day,
and just go similar to what he does. I mean, that's one thing that I struggle with, especially working from home. There's too many side things that happen. Like, oh, yay, the kids are awake. You go play, and then you're like, oh, oops, I forgot this and this and this. So when you're working from home, that's definitely a negative, especially for me. I struggle with that. So I've been doing better about writing my list and knowing what I got to knock out by when. That has helped me, but stay consistent and have that time. Okay, I'm gonna cold call between this hours and this hours. I'm gonna go driving, or I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna do from this hour to this hour, and focus on that.
Okay.
Andrew, you got to be super accountable. One, you gotta sit
What
there,
was that?
and it's not just.
Wade, tell him what you told me.
What's that?
Tell him what you told me.
Which part?
Every day you're unemployed.
Every day you wake up, you are unemployed, and you have got to be hypersensitive to asking yourself every minute of the day, what am I doing to generate money? What am I doing to make money? What have I done today to make money? You got to ask yourself. You got to be accountable to yourself every day, because it's like I told McLean, cleaning your damn office. Even scrubbing a list doesn't make you any money. If you're not on the phone, you're not making money. If you're not talking to sellers, you're not making money. Is it important? Sure. You got to keep a clean desk. You got to be organized. You got to scrub your lists and stuff like that. But it really comes down to that aspect of it comes back to, what have I done to make money? And if you can't answer that and be honest with yourself about it, it's not going to help. The second part of it is that don't overthink the fact of just having a simple conversation with somebody about selling their house. Scripts are great and everything else, but it's all about just asking questions, using the rack method. It's like, repeat, answer, question. It's not difficult. So don't overthink it. Just have a good conversation with somebody. It's going to make all the difference in the world. Those are the only two things I can say as someone new.
And if you do decide to cold call, this and like that, just because I hate it for someone to just tell me no. So I reverse mine. Like, so I would wake up with a goal of getting 60 no's a day. Instead, if you're looking for the yes. So the moment somebody say no, at that moment you kind of get discouraged. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play a little game with mine. So I'm like, okay, if I can get 60 no's a day, you're gonna get a few people want to work with you. And if I get a quick call in my fucking phone, I count that as 2 no's. So that's helping me get, closer to my goal for the day. But in the back of your mind, at the same time, you having those conversations, you actually talking to people. So that's the way to encounter 40 people. I got to get 40 people to tell me no today. Out of that 40 people, you might have 3 or 4 that actually want to work with you. And you're not getting discouraged because you're actually making those calls, looking for the no's, but you're getting yeses along the way. So it's kind of like a mind thing. I kind of play with myself to actually get me on the phone, because I hated cold calling.
That's good, man.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I was finding out how much I get paid per sale, and then figuring out how many no's I have to take to get that sale, and I can literally calculate out how much money I'm getting paid to get said no to every time. And so I like that a lot.
You guys are amazing.
Guy, so.
I want to jump in here real quick and just say, you guys are amazing. Like Wade, McLean, Lee, Vic, Larry, all you guys. I mean, DeVay and Andrew, Bernie, you guys are amazing as well. You go, just like knowing this stuff amazes me and impresses me, and I appreciate you guys being so open and transparent. Andrew, I second everything that they said. The only thing that I would add to it is, there's a million coaches and programs out there, between the free group that you're in here, or, YouTube or whatever. But whatever you do, pick one and follow that process. Some are going to get you results faster than others. But if you follow and trust the process, I think that would be my number 3. And so number 1, like you guys said, get a military type schedule. If you follow the thing at Safe Haven, right? Like the thing at Safe Haven was, whatever time it was, 10, 11 noon, you meet at the office, you go books, you have your sales meeting, you get your leads, you knock the door, right? Like that was it. That was the routine. That was a schedule that I put in place when I set that program up, 10 years ago. And this is no different. What do? First thing that we do, we open our computer after we go through our morning routine. We look at our leads, we cold call, we do follow-up, then we make offers, and then we cold call again the first list that we called earlier in the day. Like it's boom, 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 boom. Hey, McLean, thank you for jumping in, brother. I'll see you tomorrow. I appreciate you, man. But getting that schedule down consistently and doing those income producing activities first thing and last thing of the day is something that I've always been a heckler on. Like that's what you got to do. And like Wade said, act like you're unemployed at all times, hustle like you're unemployed. And then third, just trusting the process, whichever process you choose, whether you decide to go retail or if you decide to jump into this investment thing first, whatever you do, trust the process and stick with it and follow that to a T. And don't try to reinvent the wheel. Great stuff, you guys. Great stuff. My internet was spotty and I had to jump on my phone. But if you got questions and you guys are watching, you should just go ahead and jump on here. Lee, I see you over there closing the deal, man. I love it. Any questions? Devay, you've been a sponge on the wall. Any questions from you, lady?
For a beginner, what would be your biggest piece of advice, or if you guys were to restart or start from the very bottom up again, what would be your best piece of advice?
That's a great one. Vic, you probably got the most experience here. I'm curious, if you had to start all over, brother, what would you say that first thing you would do or need to have in your tool belt?
Ooh, if I was to start all over, man, I would have started not being afraid of it, or I would have started just doing more research right there and then. I'm an analytical mind, so I overanalyze everything. That's just who I am. So I wasted a lot of time, which slowed down my business drastically. So I would say, don't overanalyze it. Find a script that works for you. Find a mentor that works for you, and pedal to the metal.
How much do you think it would be for me, or to start, from the ground up, starting? Is that what you guys were talking about earlier, or?
I think starting from scratch and how much money you have to have for a budget are definitely two different questions. The thing that I love about what we do, legitimately, do not have to have a penny in the bank to do what we do. You don't have to have anything. I mean, I had $32 to my name, and that wasn't going into my business because I was scared I was going to lose it, right? You don't have to have a penny to do what we do. You can call, as long as you've got a phone or someone will let you use their phone. And like Vic said, he said his number one thing, he's been doing this probably longer than most of us here. He would start cold calling. You can, if you've got a phone or somebody will let you use a phone for an hour or two each day, you can jump online and find all of the free information like what Wade was talking about earlier and just make calls. And then Gmail is free. So now you can download 1,000 contract. And then you've got your contract, you got a phone to have a conversation and an email to send the contract. As long as you know how to send and check the email, and then get a Facebook account, which is also free, and get into a group like ours that we're in right here and say, hey, what's a good, investor friendly title company? Now you shoot that contract over to the title company and you reverse engineer that, market it out again for free. Hey, I got a contract at this price. Anybody interested? Now you get a second contract to buy that first contract, and take the second contract and you email it back over to title. And the difference between the two is what Grayson and his new haircut.
Looking sharp, bud.
Love your
Grayson,
Zoom.
what would you tell somebody if they were just getting started in business? What would you tell somebody?
If you're just getting started in business, focus on your one thing.
There you go. One thing at a time.
Yeah, the smartest thing is don't do it. Don't get involved in the first place.
Oh,
Because-
Bernie. I love
Because
you.
number one, 90% of the coaches are full of shit.
What about that other 1%, Bernie? Tell us a positive, bro.
Well, you get lucky once in a while, and you find somebody who's not full of shit like Bryce and is willing to help you and guide you along the way. And when you get stuck and you have a problem, you're able to actually reach out and talk to that person. You're not talking to one of their VAs or, one of their acquisitions member. You're actually talking to the man.
I mean, the main thing, go find a deal. Go spend some time, go drive it. I mean, I had a call earlier today, a realtor call, we're talking, it's like, oh, I want to learn about wholesaling. Okay, go find a deal and I'll help you with the rest.
Exactly.
I mean, the rest will come. But, like everything else, like the contract, I mean, that will come. Go to Google, write it on a piece of paper. I want to buy this house, blah, blah, you just write it on a piece of paper and as long as it's signed, it's all good. It doesn't need to be the fancy 10-page contract, title company. You just start calling people like, hey, who do you use? Like all of that can come later.
People, if you could talk to 300 people a day, you can make $1 million easy. Just by talking to people. But that's a lot of people to talk to. But it's just that simple, just talking to people.
I think
And it was hard for me.
Part about getting started with any business is the cold calling.
Say that again, Bernie.
I think the hardest part in starting any business, whether it be real estate, service industry, whatever, the hardest part about getting started is doing the cold calling, because nobody likes to be told no. Nobody wants to hear no. Nobody wants to get hung up on.
Thank you.
That's fire. Cranston got something you wanted to say, Cran?
The gun that kills the most people is the gunner. So don't say you're going to do this. Take action.
Tell him to say that again, but speak louder. I couldn't hear him.
The gun that kills the most people is the gunner. So don't say you're going to start this. Take
Awesome. Dude, you are so smart for your age.
Thank you.
I wish my son had half the motivation you do.
Good stuff, you guys. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Lee, what,
Bryce, I really
Lee, what are you
appreciate-
working on?
I got to
Go ahead, Andrew.
Bryce, I gotta hop off. But I want to let you guys know how much I appreciate all the information and insight. That is impressive. And
Absolutely, man. We appreciate you, and you're in the free group there. Go through the units and watch that basics that I outlined. There's like 5 or 6 videos that outline the basics from step 1 to step 7, like from beginning to end. There's some basic stuff there. And then in the video section, there's a whole bunch of old free, cold call videos, things like that. If you've got any questions, Andrew, you know how to get a hold of me, man. We'd love to have you in here. I mean, you heard McLean earlier. He's been at this just that 9 months, and he set a 12-month goal to quit his 9 to 5. And last Friday, he put in his notice and quit his job. So, all of these guys have all set goals when we first get started, and I would do the same thing for you and work with you until you hit them, and then make sure that, I'm not going to hold your hand. That's one thing these guys all know. I won't hold your hand, but I'll give you all the tools to make you successful. And we're working on some better accountability and things like that. But there's nobody that's going to give you the best tools to get the quickest results. I mean, there's a lot of great coaches out there, but they don't teach income producing activities first. And that's what I do different. So.
And Andrew, I can't
awesome.
speak
I really
for anybody
appreciate it.
else. I can't speak for anybody else in the group, but I will tell you my personal opinion or my experience has been any one of us that if you have a question or something, if you reach out to any one of us, we'll help you.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's awesome. I really appreciate it, you guys.
Hi, brother. Appreciate you, man. I'll let you get
It's
back to
good to
doing
meet
what you're
all of you.
doing. Thanks for hopping on. If you guys are watching and you're on Facebook Live and you're just being a fly on the wall right now, like jump in here, ask your questions, post the questions in the comments in the chat box, the chat. Questions do you guys have for me? Anything you guys working on that maybe I can help with?
Yeah, how to become a millionaire in this industry.
How do you become a millionaire in this industry? Work. I mean, you put in the work, you network already. I think that, at the end of the day, you can get really lucky in this business and you can lose a lot in this business. But if you work and you work consistently and have conversations, I think the toughest part, Bernie, I mean, we're all in this together. I think the toughest part that just to get comfortable being uncomfortable and talking to people, and so I would say, there's no golden brick road to the $1 million pot, but I can tell you with consistency and conversations, those 2 C's right there, consistency and conversations, you can make $1 million.
You're right. And it's like you said too, a lot of it is luck. It's the luck of meeting the right people and making the right connections.
I agree with that. I mean, it's interesting. There's a group right now doing this closers Olympics, and none of these guys have ever closed more than 4 or 5 deals a month unless they've had teams, and their teams are doing 15 to 20 deals a month.
Right.
But they're all making millions of dollars. And so, those consistent patterns add up. And, I've actually thought about challenging those guys. I want to take on whoever's the winner over there. I'm excited to see what they got going on. They're doing a great job of marketing the hell out of that thing. So, yeah. What's that, Wade?
You're worth whatever value you can provide to other individuals and the number of individuals you can provide that value to. Period. No matter what the hell you do.
True.
The more value you provide and the more individuals you provide that value to is the exponential ratio of the amount of money that you can make.
gold.
Yep.
You know, the funniest thing that I learned about the crappy thing about losing a parent at an early age and not having the insight of what things were. You know, everybody looks at, well, I want to start a business, and they're like, okay, great, let's start that business. They don't take into consideration the aspect of how many people you can provide that value to. You being one person, you only have so much time. And then the other side of it is the fact that if your business services one town, you're limited to that one town. And then it's like, do you service a town? Do you service a region? Do you service a state, a nation, the world? So it's like a business might be a great idea, but if you can only one small portion, you're limiting yourself right out of the gate. And I never knew that. It's like I had a thriving business. I thought I was doing great, but it's like it only served one town. And it's like, so I was limited by the amount of money that it could make because there was only one town. So when you look at a business and, you know, these guys that are taking wholesaling and everything up to a virtual level, and they're putting feet on the ground in another town, that they're looking at different houses and things like that, that's why they're making more money. They're not limited to one metro or one, you know, ancillary market or whatever it is. You know, it's you got to look at it from the standpoint of, well, if I'm working these lists in this town, what if I started working the same list in another town? And you keep going another town and another town and another town. It just provides more opportunity.
Yeah.
True.
That's gold right there. DeVay asked you to repeat that first initial quote. I don't know if you remember exactly the way you said it.
Your worth is only limited by the value you provide other individuals and the number of individuals you provide that value to. I think that was from actually Jeff Bezos or somebody. I know they referenced Jeff Bezos and the aspect of how thriving and a mega giant Amazon has turned into.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was directly Jeff Bezos or if they're just referencing him, but that's exactly what it was. It's your worth is the value you provide to other people and the amount of people you provide that value to.
So good, thank you.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Bryce, what kind of list y'all pulling over there, man?
What's that?
What kind of list y'all pulling over there during all this COVID-19? What kind of list you over there working?
I haven't changed my list, man.
Same thing?
It's the same thing. Because it's if anything, those people have come to the top. Actually, you've seen I put a post out. I literally, so we have our list, and then deals that I think are gonna go for larger numbers, I'll put out through my social media, and just to get a broader audience. And you see that deal I posted on Monday, we already got a buyer sight unseen. That was all in a matter of 24 hours. I got the lead. It came from an absentee list. It was absentee 55 plus in Arlington, but the house is on the Fort Worth Arlington border, right on the other side of the lake. And yeah, I tend to make. I partnered actually with Larry on that deal. Larry's going to make $5,000, and I'm going to make 30 on it. So, ooh, yeah, that's a sweet deal. That's an absentee 55 plus.
Work. Gotta love it, man.
Yeah, I haven't changed. I haven't changed anything other than adding more to the budget. I'm buying more leads. Same list. I'm just buying more of them. We went from so we got Dallas, Fort Worth, San Diego, and Tampa, St. Pete, and Miami. We're working those markets right now. Those 4 markets. Those old people in Florida, God bless their hearts. They're hurting right now. You know, I think one of my acquisitions persons picked up an absentee lead in Florida in St. Pete, right on the water, for like 75 grand. It's a $500,000 house. It needs maybe 100 grand worth of work. That's $100,000 assignment, $125,000 assignment all day long. Easily. 55 plus absentee. I haven't changed a thing. I just bought more leads.
Cottage is live right now.
Awesome.
Right, gotcha.
Can you wait like 2 minutes? I'm in the middle of a meeting, bro. Go for it. Turn the sound off. This guy. He's always trying to learn. That's what I love about him. There's a live learning event. Can I go? Go. Vic, what are you working on, my friend?
I am working on starting to cold call. I've been avoiding it for long enough. I got the script. I read it hundreds of times. Now it's time to put it to practice.
Let's do it. You want to practice?
Getting there.
Getting there?
Getting there. Gotta get the jitters out, but you know, I got the cold calling machine, got all the leads uploaded. So been doing some FISBOs in the meanwhile, just to get the jitters out.
Yeah, call them FISBOs. They're free leads and you can beat them up, and they've already been beat up, and heck, you might even get a deal in the process.
Yep.
So.
So.
Well, man, I haven't had a one-on-one with you in a while, brother. So if you want to jump on and maybe we do some role playing,
yeah,
shoot me a message and let me know.
I'll get on your calendar.
Yeah, man.
Get on your calendar.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
That's it.
All right, y'all. Well, if you don't have anything else, I'm going to jump off here. Do you guys need anything from me?
Good, man. We appreciate you. Y'all take care.
Appreciate you guys. Don't forget, Leading Through Change, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Central. This week, we have the Marine Rapper in honor of Memorial Day. If you've not heard this guy, he does freestyle rapping, and it's all about our veterans. And dude, he's just a cool dude. He's super smart. He's a Marine, and we've got a big Memorial Day special. So make sure you guys are jump on there if you're interested in that. In the meantime, let me know how I can serve you guys better, and I'll see you guys. If I don't see you in Leading Through Change at 9 p.m. Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, I'll see you at 9 a.m. on our call Topic Tuesday. I've got a couple of creative finance guys is coming in to give you guys some more tools before I open this thing back up, because we're going to have a bunch of newbies coming in here over the next couple of months. We're about to relaunch the academy. Got some new software for you guys I'm really excited about. So figured I'll throw some more tools at you guys before I bring in a whole bunch of newbies and overwhelm them. So over the next couple of weeks, Kyle is going to be back in here answering some questions on some creative finance. We got some lenders for you guys. I found a lender right now that's doing like 7 to 8% with 1 point and 85% or 100% with the rehab, just depending on how it's structured. So I got a couple of really good lenders that I've vetted out for you guys, specifically for the academy. So just make sure you guys pay attention to that. If you're here in Dallas, we'll be at Hutchins tomorrow. What time, Jones? Noon, 1 o'clock, something like that?
Noon.
Noon. There you go. We'll be at Hutchins and McKinney at noon.
Hutchins and McKinney at noon tomorrow.
Appreciate you. Thank you, gentlemen. Love you guys.
Thank you.
McKinney.